Good morning. Welcome to episode 12, my small account challenge. See what we got today. UZX was making a little bit of noise here as I sat down. A cheaper stock broke $1, squeezed all the way up to 123. Pulled back with this little bit of a bull flag pattern here at previous high of day from the previous pre-market session. But this is a setup that I can't really trust. Uses a share repurchase program, but the problem is we're sitting down before 7 a.m. here. It's a penny stock. I don't know if this is going to be strong enough to continue higher before 7 a.m. before a lot of brokers allow pre-market trading. You can see it popped up with 2 million shares. That's quite strong, but it pulled back with much lighter volume. SNGX is our top leading gainer for penny stock. Kind of hovering around high day right now, but it has a 14 million share float. It's also a cheaper stock. It pushed up earlier from filling that gap. So this had an ABCD pattern here, trying to break through 125 right now. Open up the level 2 on it just to see what it looks like. Some sellers stacked up at 120. It has a flat top breakout around 125. I just don't really want to take this setup before 7 a.m. because I fear it's not strong enough. Yeah, it broke 125 there, went up to 127 and dropped back down. So I would have gotten stopped out there. I mean, like I said, I don't really like trading penny stocks, but the penny stocks have been a theme yesterday, and it looks like they might be a theme again today. So I'm not particularly excited to trade them, but maybe I'll take them if I see a setup on them, since that's what's kind of in theme right now. Back here for this obvious ABCD pattern, I could have entered at 117 or 118 just for 5 cents. We'll see what happens here as it gets closer to 5 a.m. We kind of have a 5-minute bull flag. MACD is close to crossing over, but the 7 a.m. surge in volume might trigger some attention on this because our other top two leading gainers are below VWAP right now. And the rest of them aren't really up enough on the day. Previous high of day was 127. That 5-minute kind of needs to hold 116, the previous high of day. See how this 5-minute candle closes here with a high of 121. We're closing. We'll take a position looking for the breakthrough 125. Breakthrough 127. Take some profit up here in case it rejects. Take the rest. Didn't immediately break through. Just a very quick scalp. Not really anything crazy, just 3 cents. If it was strong enough, I was hoping that it would break through 127 immediately at the 7 a.m. volume. But since it didn't, I'm not risking it coming all the way back down with a 300 share position. 300 shares is only quarter size for a penny stock for me since it typically moves a bit grindier, moves slower. But since we double topped, I just got back out. Doesn't matter that it's breaking through right here. I don't want to enter the position high. And we'll see if there's any other 7 a.m. news. So $7 to start the day. It's not nothing. Tiny cushion. But yeah, right there I was looking for the break through the bull flag on the 5-minute 122. Right at 7 a.m. for that 7 a.m. volume. See, 1.6 million shares. But it had less volume than this previous candle back here. So, not sure if it'll be strong enough. PWR trying to crawl back up, but I don't see news on it. It has a 10 million share float. Very choppy stock. And CPL moving, but it doesn't have news. I guess it's continuation. 4th day of continuation here. 2, 3, 4. 5th day of continuation. Its previous high was 180. We're also at this pivot at 158. House took a trade on MNTS and lost on it. What happened there? I guess he took the trade for the breakthrough 22. But this is too high price for me, and it's too much of a choppy stock. Too much risk. I can't trade this, so. AMSS popping up here. 41%, 2 million share float. Looks like it's kind of a dead cat bounce off the lows from an IPO. That is moving very quickly, though. %. I just don't know if I can trust whatever this catalyst is. It sold off. It had a after hours news form 8K. What is completed the second closing under the securities purchase agreement. I'm not entirely sure about what this catalyst is from yesterday, but kind of looks like a private placement. I don't know. I'll have to read up more on what this catalyst exactly is. But we have to wait for a proper pullback on this because I can't get in up here. It's more expensive now also. Previous high was 1070. That's strong. Pick a position, looking for the squeeze up to 1250. Top is 11. I don't like how it's not pulling away there. It's kind of being choppy. 30-cent winner on 15 shares. I'm being cautious because I've gotten smoked on stocks above $10 before. And this one, I'm not sure what the headline is. I have 1224. It's up 200%, but it's a alcoholic beverage company. And that trade there on AMSS, it moved up very quickly. It broke through the highs. Why does it do this? 708. Yeah, it's being a little choppy up here. I was hoping it would go to 1250. I might have just taken the profit at 1250 if it reached it, but it never did. MNTS moving up, but it's close to the 200 moving average. Ross is taking a trade on it, but it's too expensive for me. Ross took a loss on that one. You know, hindsight is 2020. I wish I gotten in this micro pullback on AMSS or on this micro pullback at 750. But I had no idea what the catalyst was here. Looks like it was halted previously before 7 a.m. And then it suddenly just had a surge in volume off of this IPO. Bounce off the lows. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why it just randomly decided to pop up 200%. A little bit odd. And we're curling back up here. So the 5-minute is kind of closing as the dragonfly right now with a high of 1142. So break of 1150 after this 5-minute close may see a retest of 5-day, but I'm still being cautious. Only 15 shares on this. Breaks 1150. Why am I getting rejected? So hands off of the keyboard there because I got rejected for some reason. Apparently it's telling me that I was attempting to sell. It's a bit unfortunate because I would have gotten a little bit of extra profit there. But one of my old habits was FOMOing into trades after getting rejected on orders or not getting filled. So I had to take my hands off the keyboard there for a second. But 1171 up to 1250 would have been a little bit of extra profit. Let's see if there's support down here. For this cup and handle pattern on the 10-second. I'm gonna add the squeeze. Just gonna take the base hit. $12.80 up to $13.30. I had to jump in with my hotkey there because it surged up so quickly from 12 all the way up to 1280. That's why I don't like trading higher price stocks. It's just difficult to get correct entries with limit orders. It feels like I feel like I have to put my limit order $1 to $1.50 per share above what the current price is at. You just kind of miss it and you have to hotkey in. Very difficult for me. Still learning how to trade these. But I'm not sure about up here. It's got this topping tail at 1372. I want to overstay my welcome here. I've just been building a little bit of a cushion, so that when later on in the day something pops up that I really like, this is up 250%. It's doing well, but I don't really like it. I would prefer to trade a stock in my price range that I do better with. But when one of those stocks pops up, then I'll have a bit of a cushion to play around a little bit more with some bigger share size. Blue sky on this is above 17. We do have to keep that in mind. High of that 1 minute candle is 1480. 1487. Kind of have decreasing volume a little bit. I don't know. It's a bit dangerous because the 9 EMA is all the way back down at 1260. If this pops up over 17, then we have blue sky and this thing might go crazy, but there's a lot of risk for me involved here as well. Right. I've just been focusing on base hits. I don't have a crazy amount of a buffer. So if this pulls back a little bit more and it holds up, then maybe I'll get another entry here. Just because it's a bit safer after it pulls back a little bit and the 9 EMA comes up to be closer. 3 minutes left on the 5-minute candle, 10 seconds left on the 2-minute candle. Breakthrough 15, taking a position, stop is 1450. I'm just gonna try and get out on the ask. No, I don't like it. Drop back down. These are so tough. You get up 11 bucks on it, and then I'm down $13 on it as it pops over 15 and then drops all the way back down to 1450. The split second decision I made to try and get out on the ask at 15 caused it to drop all the way back down to 1420 when it didn't get filled. MACD's close to crossing over on this. Probably the best place to get in on these are at the dips. But you know, I'm never sure when I'm trying to catch a falling knife on these stocks. Like down here at the dip at 1250 all the way up to 15 is great. I'm still unsure how to handle these stocks, these higher price stocks that move so quickly. Rough. I'll be right back. Someone's texting me something about checking All right, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't taken a position there at 15. Wish I just followed my instincts and not overstayed my welcome. But at the same time, if this moved up to 17 and broke over 17, then it could have been the biggest trade of the day. We're only $1.70 away from blue sky. So if this broke and continued higher, then it's a trade that I wouldn't want to miss. So, I gave back my profits on it, but I don't think it was a bad trade. I think it might have been better if I could anticipate it and get in a little bit sooner. But I don't know. My risk reward on these isn't very good. I have much more practice with lower price stocks. Well, we'll see what happens if it comes back up, crawls back up to 1550 and breaks through and manages to break through high, or if we just kind of have to wait for another setup on a different stock. It looks like we're catalyzing some momentum today after that on AMSS. This one's already up 60% in a couple of candles here. It's cheaper though. LGHL up 73% already. Topped out at 150. Let's see if it gives us a proper 1 minute pullback. I will consider trading it if it's a proper 1 minute pullback around VWAP like it's doing right now, and it holds up. There's a bit of a high volume selling candle though. Quite a bit of range for a $1 stock. It closes below VWAP, which I don't like. I don't know about LGHL anymore. It's going to be pretty hard to trust it when the 5 minute chart is kind of ruined with 5 million shares of selling volume. 4.48. So when it curls and breaks 150, it kind of has to do with even higher volume. see what this does up here. Does have increasing volume on the 1 minute now. 2 minutes left on that 5-minute candle. Breaks through 150. To hold. Popping tail. And a 15,000 seller up at 160. Ends up breaking. I just don't like how the 1 minute candle closed with a topping tail. And less volume. So staying out of this one. Already wary of it because it's a penny stock. And of this previous high volume selling rejection up here. I think we're going to go back to maintaining discipline and just waiting for something within the price range that we like to trade with news. Our risk rewards on these aren't very good. So if we look back on this, was there any obvious entries on this? Micro pullback, maybe? I did take that trade. Took it too high. I don't know. There wasn't a single candle on this chart that didn't have a topping tail, which just throws me off. On the 1 minute chart, that is. That isn't a hangman. I don't know. I think I need to study dips a bit more. ISPC moving up, but I don't see any news on it. Very low float. All in all, though, I mean, I still would have been up on this stock if I had just cut it on the bid immediately when it was stalling out on that very last trade. Then I ended up down almost $1 a share on it. I should have just cut it immediately on the bid. I tried to get out on the ask because it was kind of stalling out a little bit up there. So I thought, I could probably get out on the ask. But, I wasn't as ruthless with it as I was the other ones. And it cost me. Probably would have been up $10 on the stock, $9 if I just cut it 25 cents down. That 1 to 2 seconds of hesitation cost me. Oh, and there was also that one trade where I guess I had trade zero was still selected on the sell option for some reason. And I would have had a good trade at 7.15 for maybe another $1 a share. I would have still been up on the stock. It's just two separate mistakes caused me to go slightly red on it. A little bit unfortunate. But the good news is we're kind of just back to break even, right? We're back to square one, and we do have momentum today. That push on AMSS and the excitement that these other penny stocks have been bringing. So if anything comes out with news, then I'll still be as if I had started the day with no trades. Still capitalize on them. What is Ross doing? Trading on vacation? He's out in the bush? Looks like he's out in the desert. That is one of the benefits of trading. I didn't talk about before. You can trade from anywhere. When I talked in my my video about the reasons why I started trading, I didn't mention that. But yeah, trading from anywhere. Fantastic. I would feel a little bit awkward if I were trading on a beach somewhere with just a laptop monitor though. Or maybe a laptop monitor and one portable monitor. So we got 8 minutes to 8 a.m. I'm just waiting. AMSS pulled all the way back below VWAP, so we're probably not going to get another trade on it unless it curls back up later. But this already had no news that I could see in the first place, other than the fact that it's an IPO. So I'm not sure if it's going to hold up. Our other top two leading gainers look like they're buyouts. EDAC W, 190%. Not sure what this is. HICW. Same thing. Now BRTX popping up from 30 cents to 50 cents. Yeah, these penny stocks are making moves. Even this one with a 20 million share float. But it's too cheap for me. I don't trade anything below $1. That's pretty much a hard rule. The penny stocks above $1 per share. Like I'll trade them with certain exceptions, very rare exceptions, but stocks below $1, I never trade. Too choppy. I also don't like them on the level 2. The fact that they show 4 digits throws me off. But we're waiting for 8 a.m. here. Yeah, for any of you who have noticed, the title is a little bit different today. I took the days out of the small account challenge in the title. I'll probably work on some of the thumbnails and tags and titles and stuff and work on some more videos. See if I can get some more people into the channel for a community. It'll be a bit slow though because I still work a 9 to 5 job. So right after I'm done trading here, I go work my job for most of the day, and then I come back and I go to bed at like 9:30 every day. So the best time for me to work on videos would be on the weekend or on lunch breaks. Anyone has any requests for what type of educational content you want for the next video, let me know. But I haven't thought too much about it yet. Like I said in my previous video, when I was talking about why I started YouTube, the educational content that I'm going to be making is going to have to wait until I've kind of proved it with data and proved it with my actual trading. So I started with risk reward because I was pretty confident about that, even though I messed up AMSS in terms of my risk reward. But I have data to prove that. Last I checked, my risk reward, my profit loss ratio on my TraderView for the small account challenge is 3-to-1 right now. It was like $12 average winner and $4 average loser, something like that. It's going to be evened out a little bit today with this slightly bigger loser and these smaller winners. I'll probably end up being 2-to-1 after today, with 3 wins and 1 loss, so my accuracy is going to increase. So it's going to be more of a 70% accuracy 2-to-1 profit loss at the moment. But I'm not sure what video I should release next. I have to think about it. Someone said that they wanted more structured long form educational content, so I'll be working on a presentation for my strategy, which includes everything. It helps me too, doing this type of stuff. The more I write down and the more I go through my strategy, the more I can draw on it when I need to. I had already started a PowerPoint presentation of my strategy quite a while ago. The problem is that it's gone through so many variations that I need to update it and fill in the parts that were missing. I already been doing that even before I started YouTube. Just because when I was learning, I was pretty obsessed with trading. Spent a lot of time and a lot of hours after the trading session doing work, reviewing my recordings, reviewing my trading data, making presentations, making Excel spreadsheets. So it's something that I was already doing, but I'm going to try to channel that a little bit into YouTube as well. So 1 minute to 8 a.m. here. We'll see if we get anything. UTTB popping up. 6 million share float biotech. 55 million private placement. Above the 200 moving average. So this looks good. It just needs volume. It only has 26,000 shares of volume right now. Only up 24%. Pretty dangerous down here with only 80,000 shares of volume. This candle almost closing. It has the potential to curl back up, but right now there's not really a great entry, safe entry. In the headline, the stock market usually reacts well to private placements. We have Ncell popping up at the same time. So attention is a little bit dispersed right now. I don't know what a pre-IND package is. Some sort of submission to the FDA. It's also only up 20%. Your Ncell on a side chart. I mean, Ncell is also really light volume here. Double topped at 413, 412. We got some volume there. I'm gonna buy the breakthrough 950. I have to get out immediately. It's too big of a range. I thought I was gonna go back up to 10. I bought it for the breakthrough 950 there because we had a little bit of a flat top break on the 10 second. And we had increasing volume. So I was hoping for a squeeze back up to 10. But it was a false breakout, so I had to just bail on it instantly. That's not good. Minus 27 on the day now. We have to be very cautious. Like I said, I like the catalyst. I like that we had increasing volume on this last candle for the curl back up. But it seems we're still in kind of a stage where people are a bit more cautious. So let's wait for a proper setup now. It sucks that it curls back up to 10, but I can't hold through that false break. Let's see if it forms a bit of a cup and handle here, what it does. So we're holding 10. We'll take a position. Stop is 10. Looking for the squeeze up to 1050. We're kind of creeping up here. $9.95. Okay, we're kind of dropping slightly below 10 there, but then getting bought back up. So this might curl back up here. I'm looking for 1050. No, I have to bail. That's max loss. That's not great. Usually on these stocks, when we're doing this kind of creeping pattern like this, we're kind of creeping up to high of day, and it's failing, not failing to go lower. Then we start seeing capitulation, but this time it just didn't happen. So we went from being up $18 on the day to being down $56 on the day for max loss, basically giving back all of the profits that we made in the past 2 weeks, which is pretty discouraging. So what is the way forward now? The way forward now is to reduce my share size back down. I increased my share size because I had a bit of a buffer. But now, since we're giving back our profits and we no longer have that buffer, then we have to reduce our share size back down. 50 shares, quarter size, and 200 shares max size. This market has been really, really tough. But the goal is just to keep our head above water and not give back any more losses than we need to. I'll have to look back and see if there's anything that I could have done better here. But I mean, I really like the catalyst on this stock. Private placements usually work well. We just saw private placement move quite a bit not too long ago. Which stock was it? Was it Codex? I think Codex was the private placement stock that moved up over 750% on continuation, right? And that was just a 2 million private placement. This one was a 55 million. Maybe if I read more into the headline, if I open it up, maybe there's a reason why it's not pulling away yet. But it's in the price range that I normally do well in. It's only a 6 million share float. It's above the 200 moving average, and we're in a gap right now, all the way up to $20. Right? Above 870. So I was a lot more optimistic about this working out. Ross didn't take a trade on it, so I'm not sure if there's something that I didn't see about the stock. We had increasing volume until that rejection up at $10. I don't know, but I don't know, but I have to shut it down. That's my max loss. 3 losses in a row. So I can't take any more trades today. I'll continue streaming and watching price action for a little bit, but I have no choice. Part of my rules. And now I'm going to be emotionally compromised to try and make this $56 back. Especially on a day where I feel like this should have broken through. I mean, AMSS moved up 200% earlier and it had no news, right? It was just kind of a dead cat bounce off the lows of an IPO. This one had news. It was a biotech stock. And it still ended up rejecting off of breakthrough high day. So I'm probably not the only one that got smoked on this stock. So people are going to be more cautious if something else pops up later. They're not going to be as willing to jump into it. Short sellers might be more aggressive. And AMSS is continuing to go lower and lower, right? It was up at 15, now it's down at 8. It's already given back half. So entry on this false breakout here. It broke up, and slammed back down pretty hard. Maybe that was my first sign. Second entry at 10:17 for the breakthrough 10 at 8:08:22 right here. I held because I thought it was getting bought up. It's getting bought up. So if it held 10 and continued higher, then I was pretty sure it was going to squeeze all the way up. Then it rejected down 50 cents. I think it's range. So if I'm thinking about this, I think it's range that it showed on that previous rejection meant that I should have entered the second time with smaller share size. My position sizing was correct for a $9 stock, but it wasn't correct for the price action and the range that I was showing. I probably should have treated this as though it were a $10 stock and just traded 15 shares. The first time down at 950, I ended up having to sell for a 40-cent loss, even though I basically sold it instantly, right? Within 3 seconds, 806.15, 806.18. That rejection, and it dropped down 50 cents, and I was down $27. So the second time that I entered, I should have entered with 15 shares, which is quarter size for a $10 stock. And I wouldn't be at max loss right now, and I'd have the opportunity to trade the rest of the day, even though I'd still be down, but I wouldn't yet be at max loss. So perhaps I should pay more attention to my position sizing according to the price action that it's showing me as well. I do still believe in the general guidelines for the most part, right? That I mentioned in my previous video about stocks in this price range. My, I just increased my share size too. So this would be a 50 share position a couple weeks ago. 50 shares isn't that much, right? But if it's dropping down 50 cents in a single 10-second candle, then that's more like $10 price action. And you have to think about your risk reward in terms of what you're risking and what you can make from the stock. Like right here, if it broke through 10, it probably would have gone up to 11 or 12.50. So, I am risking 50 cents to make $1 because of the range on this. It popped up from 9.35 up to 10.30. So it has $1 per share range on breakouts. So it's not as if, my risk reward was bad. It's just that my position sizing, considering the risks of the stock. But I mean, I really did think that this would go. I don't know. Maybe this rejection back here was a signal to stop. And Ross didn't take a trade. I'll have to see what he has to say about QTTB on his recap. But there's no point in dwelling on it anymore. I'll go back and look at it later. I have a feeling that one of the things that Ross is going to say about the stock back here is that it already showed weakness, right? The reception couldn't have been that good to the private placement if it only popped up 20% or 30-40%, drop back down, curled back up, and then we had this shooting star on the 1 minute here for that rejection. It's probably reading too much into the news and not paying enough attention to the weakness that it already showed. That's the last thing I'll say. Let's take a look at what else we got going on. There's not really anything else going on. So apparently Ross is streaming on YouTube today. For anyone that didn't know, I just heard him say it on his live stream on Day Trade Dash. I'm not going to be taking any more trades today. I'm hands off. I'm pretty much just going to be watching him trade and listening to his commentary. So if you haven't seen him trade before, go check him out. Hey Bass, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm not taking any more trades. I'm changing all my hotkeys back down to a lower share size. I had increased my share size from 50 to 75 for this week since I was profitable for 10 days. I had pretty good accuracy, so I was going to try and scale up a little bit over time. But with a max loss today, I have to decrease the share size again. This market's been really tough. So apply. I didn't change the setup. Control S is 75. So 75 for 10. 10, 25. There we go. Apply. So all my share sizes are reduced again. But I'm not taking any more trades. Yeah. This is basically, I mean, $56 is basically all of the profits I've made in the past 2 weeks, right? I'm back down to zero. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I can't trade this. What was the news on this? Hardware. Yeah, I'm gonna be Ross. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna shut it down for the day right now because now I'm gonna start getting annoyed if I'm sitting here and watching things move after I've reached max loss. I would have traded this pullback on the 1 minute for the breakthrough, the breakthrough 460, and I would have made money on this. So I have to think pretty hard about what I did wrong with QTTB. It's probably a combination of position management, so my size on a stock that had bigger range, being a $9 stock, even though the share size was correct according to my spreadsheet, it was still moving in 50 cent to $1 ranges, so I had to size down. And also the fact that it showed weakness early on with the move. I mean, this popped up, it didn't really show weakness, right? It popped up, held up immediately. But QTTB was only up 30%. It had shown weakness earlier in the move. Even though I had a particular feeling about the news catalyst, I mean, the market didn't react that well, right? In this first candle here on the 1 minute on a ASTC, it had 500,000 shares of volume. QTTB didn't even have 100,000 shares of volume. Earlier on, had like 50,000, 80,000, and then as it crawled back up, it gained a little bit of volume, but it's not like the market reaction to this. So this would have been a very obvious 1 minute micro pullback for the breakthrough. 5 day here, 475. So I chose the wrong stock to trade today. It was correct. I feel like it was correct to trade UZX at 7 a.m. and correct to trade AMSS. It's just I messed up a couple of times on AMSS. You mentioned the give back half rule. I think this would be more of a max loss than a give back half rule because my give back half rule typically applies when I'm up a certain amount on the day. So if I reach my daily goal, say for example, my daily goal is $50 on the day, and I give back half of that, then that's when I shut it down. I only made $18, and I'd given back the $18. I don't think I was emotionally compromised at all. I feel like my trades on QTTB were logical. They just didn't factor in some important things. either that or it could just be, I mean, maybe there were okay trades. It's just the position sizing was wrong. And in the future, it would still work. Like those trades might have still worked. Could be the case. Today it didn't work. Today I'm max loss. Unfortunately, before we got this stock, which I would have traded. So yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. Hopefully this momentum continues into tomorrow, and we'll be back at square zero, I guess, just building up our account again. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Bass. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. same time. Well then, take care, stay green, manage your risk. We'll see you next time.